So VPN gateway point of view is very clear. Okay, it's not very complex. Okay, but it's a new terminology. Okay, so what happens is first you create the customer gateway. It's all logical entity. Okay, so the customer gateway basically defines the public IP address of your on-prem VPN device. So let's say it's an ASA device, but we're not doing the ASA device here. Some VPN. Okay, StrongSwan. So this is open source VPN software. So we will do that one today. Okay, we'll not do the uh, up properly, but there was a licensing issue. Obviously, in your live environment, you will not have this StrongSwan or something like that. You will have the real, a device like Cisco ASA, Palo Alto, Firewall, or the Checkpoint, Juniper, those kind of, VPN devices you will have. They all works in the same concept. There's nothing extraordinarily, there. So you define in the AWS customer gateway IP address of the other side, and if you are running the dynamic routing, the BGP routing of that, customer side of the device. Okay. After that, you create the VPN gateway in the AWS. Okay. So VPN gateway is your side, AWS side of the configuration. Okay. So you assign certain things in that. Okay. After that, you create the last thing, the side-to-side VPN connection in the AWS. So three things you do. Okay. So let me, if I just write it down here, like actually we did not do this. Okay, so we need to write it down here. So what we are going to do? Okay, so we'll write it down. Okay, what we are going to do. So I'll do in a minute while we go this one. Okay, so let's do this without wasting time, because these 5 to 10 minutes, even the StrongSwan configuration. So let's first thing first. Let's do the basic stuff on this side, Ireland side. Strong for the StrongSwan. We will okay. So VPC as web dev VPC1, and we will keep this subnet as 10.3.0.0. Okay, and we'll call it as web public subnet. We will keep at 10.10. Okay, 10.3.10 as we said last time, and okay, so this one, okay, this one will go to the public subnet, by the way. So let me just copy paste here. Let's send it back. To back, okay. Forward. Back to front. Forward. Okay. There should be one more. Okay, fine. So this device will be in the public subnet, okay? And we are in this VPC. So there will be two subnets here. So we'll create one private subnet also, just private machine we'll create here. Okay. And simple things we will do with this machine. One machine will create here. And let's just. So we'll say this machine as WTV PVT server 1. Okay. Okay, so we'll public subnet will be 10 this one, and we'll name it as private subnet. Okay, and this one will be public subnet. Okay, and actually this one we can send a little bit backward. I don't know what wrong I'm doing. I really don't know here. Okay, leave it. Okay, public subnet. Okay. Yeah, let's keep this like this. Okay, and we'll call it this one, and StrongSwan will be configured with that. Okay, and yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the Ireland region first. Okay, so I have screens open. So this one is the first account, which is in the London AWS SR prod. So this is where we will create the AWS VPN configuration. Okay, so that will come in a later in a minute. So right now, so let's see what configuration I have. I had configuration, but I have deleted them. Okay, so let's do the VPC creation. So we are in the, just make sure that you're in the right region, Ireland, and right account. So I have only two accounts, as you know that. So I'm in the right account right now. Okay, so let's create the VPC and name this VPC as this VPC and 10.3.0.16. Okay, so it's kind of a revision for you as well, 10.3.0.0.16. Okay, and tenancy default. Okay, and we are creating IPv4 only, and name it this, just create the VPC. So VPC creation is very simple step. Okay, and after that we will create two subnets here. Okay, one public subnet, one private subnet. So let's create the public subnet and private subnet both. Okay, and name them accordingly. Okay, so let's create the subnets. So we will have to say that which VPC we are attaching this subnet. So we are attaching with this VPC. Name this subnet web development VPC1 public subnet 1. Okay, availability zone doesn't matter here because we are not creating so many machines, so I'll put no preference, but it will go automatically in whatever the availability zone it is. But if you want, let me put in the AZ1. Okay, so VPC CIDR is fine. So subnet CIDR we need to give 10.3.10.0/24 we said. Okay, so we'll create this one. So let's create the private subnet also at the same time. So private subnet. Okay, and this also let's create, matter, but anyway, this one will be 10, and let's create. So subnet creation is done. Okay, then we need to define the routing table. Routing table we will come in a minute. Okay, and let's create the instances first. Okay, because instance will take more time. One instance we are just going to create the AWS in the private subnet, because we are not doing much into this machine. We are just only checking the routing between here and here. So we'll just do the ping pong. That's it. Okay, so not much. So let's create this machine first, private subnet, and let's go there. So for the EC2 instances, you need to go to the EC2 console. So you see here, right? So when you click here in the services, so you can choose where you want to go, EC2, VPC. I have only two things open. So VPC, this one, and EC2 instance, this one. Okay, you can open anyone. If you don't select here, you can just type here also EC2. So it where I am right now. Okay, same page. So now what do we do? So we private instance first. Okay. Okay, so launch instance, you have seen it previously. It's kind of revision for you guys as well. I mean, because it's a class-based session, so I'm just doing again and again those things. So it's repeating. If it's a recorded training session, probably all these things are skipped. It becomes 2-3 days of job becomes 1 hour or 2 hours job. That's basically okay. Let's give this name. So let's give this private server basically. Okay. So let's give WDV one private server one. Okay, likewise. I mean, there's a natural whatever you can. It's up to you. Okay, so name this. Okay, so we are creating this very basic Linux AWS Linux machine here, and on the free tier. We are not doing much, and we are choosing free tier because otherwise it will charge. Key pair. I'm choosing key pair too because I had created this a few days back. If you want, you can create a new key pair also. Okay, let's keep here too because I have already done that. So okay, uh, VPC information, then just edit and make sure that everything is right. So obviously there's only one VPC here, so we'll just attach with that one only. It's already attached. So which subnet we are creating this one? Private. There are only two subnets, so we are creating this in the private subnet. So let's keep it in the private. So no, what is that? No DS, sorry, public IP address we are going to associate with this one. Okay, security group. Let's select, okay, let's create a new security group. Okay, so I'll say PVT SG1. Okay, private security group 1. Let's say this one. Okay, and description also I can say, okay, I'll say web dev VPC1 private subnet SG1. Okay, just put this description. In fact, I can name the same here also, by the way. Okay, now I need to define the rules. Okay, so for this machine we will create two rules only for incoming so that we can test it. One rule is SSH. So SSH means we'll try to SSH from one of these machines from here to this machine. Okay, and just one is ping. So we should be able to ping from here to here. I mean, yeah, from either of these things. Okay, so let's create one SSH, and SSH we are saying allow from anywhere. And let's create another rule here, and let's say basically ping. Okay, all I simply traffic, and let's say it's allow from anywhere. Let's say anywhere. Okay, that's fine. Okay, two rules only we are doing, and they in the security group by default outbound is allowed everywhere, anything. Okay, everything. So let's create this instance. So we are done. Okay, so because it's a private instance and there is no routing to go out, so obviously this machine cannot be accessible from the outside. Okay, number one. And this machine also cannot go out also. So this machine, because we are mimicking this as our on-prem data center. Okay, so obviously these machines should not be able to go outside as well. Okay, so they will only communicate from between here to here. Okay, so let's okay, so this is created. So this is simple. So we go to the instance and we have just refresh this page. You will see this is running. Okay, so if you see this instance, so it will have one private IP address 10.3.137 and there is no public IP address. Okay, now we will create one more instance. Okay, and this instance will be for the StrongSwan. Okay, machine. So we will keep this as name like this, whatever we have given here, WDV1. Okay, VPN1. Okay, something like that. Okay, now this machine we will run on the new operating system Ubuntu. Okay, so first, so name will be this. Okay, so okay, W1 VPN1, we give this as this name. Okay, and this we will run on the Ubuntu. Okay, so it will ask what Ubuntu you are running. So we'll run on the free tier. Okay, we are running free tier, this one. Okay, and we'll choose the instance type T2 micro, which is instances chargeable. Okay, so we'll give the simple one key pair. Again, let's keep the key pair 2. Okay, for this account and region. Okay, now so here on this machine we will create two interfaces. Okay, so one interface will create for the public subnet, one interface will create for the private subnet. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Okay, so in fact this will be good if I can just put this here, and I can probably, so that we know that this machine is attached to two different interfaces. Okay, so this gives a better pictorial representation. All right, so let's do this way. So this machine will create two interfaces, and I'll okay. So VPC, because there's only one VPC, we'll choose that one. Okay, so let's choose the subnet. So let's choose the public subnet first. Okay, and after that, okay, please bear in mind one thing. Whenever you create machines in the AWS, you cannot assign the public IP address, so it must be disabled. So that means you need to create a elastic IP address, okay, which will be public fixed IP address. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, so now what we do is basically we go. Okay, so let's click here, advanced network configuration. Okay, so when we go to the advanced network configuration, so we are talking about network interface 1. So network interface 1 is the one which is being created here. Okay, so let's give some name to this interface. So we are talking about this interface, basically public side. Okay, then we'll create the private side of second interface also. Okay, so we'll say this as public interface. Okay, public interface. Okay, and IP address, give it some fixed public IP address. Okay, now because we are assigning this to the public subnet, let's give it, if we don't give it, I mean private IP address, it will assign it automatically as well. But let's give some good IP address. So 10.1 dot, sorry, 10.3, 10.3, yeah, 10.3.10.10. Let's give this IP address. Okay, /24. Okay, and the subnet we have, because we have already assigned the subnet from here. Okay, BCCA, this is a public subnet. Okay, there are two subnets only. One is private, which will be 0CC. Okay, that we will assign for the second interface. Okay, so let's where are we? So advanced network configuration. Okay, so it's by default, it has picked up. You cannot change this one because we selected this from here. Okay, so we are giving this IP address to this interface, and yeah, security group also we need to create, by the way. Okay, so one security group we have created for the private side. Let's give public side also. Okay, okay, we can, okay, for this machine alone we can create the one kind of security group which will allow so many things. Okay, and that's exactly what we are going to do. So number one, let's give it a name, uh, WDV1. Okay, VPN 1 security group. Okay, let's give it this name. Okay, so this security group we will assign to private and public entire instance, so it will be automatically assigned to the public and private subnet both. Okay, and VPN security group we are creating, and let's give some. Okay, we can modify this later on. Okay, so we'll come back to on this one. Okay, so let's create the interfaces. Okay, so first interface we have created, I mean by default created, we just gave the address. Okay, fixed IP address, fixed private IP address. Now let's create the second interface for this machine, and this one we will call as private interface. Okay, and this one we will assign to the private subnet. Okay, so by default it is picking up public, we'll just say private subnet. Okay, security group will not doing anything here, and IP address, so you see that private range is 10.3.1, so let's give it 10.3.1.10. Okay, so yeah, let and that's it, and nothing else we are doing. Let's create this machine. Okay, so we are creating Ubuntu machine. Okay, by the way, and we'll define the routing table and security group in a minute. Okay, so let's launch this instance first of all. First, because this instance is in the public subnet as well as in the private, it must be going internet as well to establish this site to site connection, right? So let's create one internet gateway here. So failed. Why it is failed? Value 3.10.3.10 for parameter private IP address is invalid, not a valid IP address. What is wrong with this one? 10.3.10.10. Why it is invalid? Okay. Oh, okay. My mistake. So you saw that, right? Net we gave 10.3.10.10, right? I think this one, hold on. This one we are creating in the private subnet CC 0CC 10.3. Okay, this one is we don't need to give /24, I think. We just need to give 10.3.10.10 because subnet itself is that. Okay, that's what he's saying. Okay, fine. Let's create this one. Okay, so this is created. Let's go to the instances. But obviously it will take a while before it comes to the fully running and initialized. So it is pending, showing pending. Okay, while it is being done, let's create one fixed IP address. Okay, and which will be assigned to this interface of OpenSwan, StrongSwan, VPN. Okay, so let's create one elastic IP address. So just say automatic one allocate. So we will have one public IP address. Just name it as EIP1. Okay, something like that. Okay. Okay, this is important IP address now. This is created, and this one we are going to associate with the StrongSwan VPN Ubuntu machine. This machine, okay, to the public interface. So first of all, sense, and let's see what is the. So we are talking about this one, okay. Public. So let's see the interface name here, okay. First of all, so this is the interface. 14E7. This is what the public one. The other one is the private one. Okay, 14E7. So we have to attach that public IP address to this interface, and after that you will see here it will be visible. Okay, so let's go to EIP. Okay, and select this one, which is already selected. Associate the elastic IP address. Okay, so we are going to associate this elastic IP address to 14E7, this interface. Okay, and private IP address, it will ask, so this can confirm that you are associating with the right interface. So 10.3.10.10, right? So this is the one. So associate. What is saying now? Is not attached to any internet gateway. Okay. The problem it is saying that we don't have in this VPC yet any internet gateway. So we need to create the internet gateway also. So let's create the internet gateway and say internet gateway IGW2, for example, a name internet gateway 2. Okay, create internet gateway. So creating internet gateway is very simple. Then you associate this internet gateway with the one VPC here. We will attach with that one. Job done. Okay, now this should work. Setting the elastic IP to the network interface. Now let's do that. It should be able to do it now. So yeah, it is associated. Let's go to the instance and see. Here, this instance we are talking about, and if you refresh it, you should be able to see this public IP address is now here visible, and which is with this private IP of this public interface. Okay, so we are doing the right things, and let's see the details. So it's running, but it is still initializing. However, if we want, we should be able to just SSH, but okay, SSH was, I think, okay, let's see what is the security policy right now in this one, okay? Because we did not assign any security, so by default security group is assigned, which is saying 22 port number is allowed. So I think we should be able to at least connect to this machine from internet, from my laptop. Let's see that. And because key pair 2 we have created, so in the go to credentials and assign the key pair to this one, which I had downloaded before. Give the IP address. Let's see if I am able to connect. What's happening? Yeah, it's here. So it is still initializing, by the way. Okay. So it is not yet ready, I believe. So do a couple of more things. Security group, routing. So two more things we need to do before this section is complete. At least instance creation and the routing. Okay. So let's go to this one, and let's go to the security groups again. Okay. Have created one security group which says allow S from anywhere. This where is that one gone? Security group. So this one. Okay. So we'll name this as same here. Okay. And this one is your default VPC security group. Okay. So this one default VPC default. not doing anything on this security group, okay, but just naming so that we don't get confused. This one I want to create, I created one, but I have not assigned anything. So let's create WDV1 VPN1 security group. Okay, so we'll say this one. Okay, now we'll modify this one first of all. So inbound rules, edit the rules. So currently only SSH is allowed. So let's allow a few more things here. So VPN. So please, you know that, right? So for site-to-site VPN for these devices, we need to allow certain communication. So one is the NAT traversal and one is the your ESP traffic. So we'll allow those. So they work on the UDP port 500 and UDP port 4500. So we'll allow UDP. Actually, not all UDP. We'll say custom UDP from, let's say, anywhere. Okay, so that anybody can. But obviously, in the real environment, you will say the public IP address of your VPN gateway here in the AWS. I haven't created that, so I don't know what is the public IP address yet. So let's allow everything here. And one more custom UDP, and this will be port number 4500. So these two ports, your IPsec IKE VPN one VPN works basically. Okay, from anywhere. I think that's all. Uh, Other than that, I think I can allow ICMP. I don't have to actually. If you want, you can allow the ICMP. Let's allow the ICMP from anywhere. Okay. Okay. For now, uh, uh, I think we are good for this for now. Okay. So let's save this rule and see where is this security group assigned. Okay, this is the security group we are talking about, which is AB5B. So let's go to this instance again here, and let's modify our group. Make sure that we are assigned the right security group. So we are assigned AB5B. So we are in the right security group. It was just not the right policy. Okay. So now if I look into this one, if I go to security here, okay, so I should be able to see all these things are now allowed. Okay, ICMP I can ping from anywhere. VPN I can establish tunnel and SSH. So now let's go back to again this one and let me see if I am able to connect again to this. Okay, what about the public IP address? So let's copy this public IP address here. Private key here again. So I should be able to actually connect to this machine. Okay, so I'm not able to do that, right? So there are a few more steps pending, which are routing. Routing we have not done yet. Okay, so two routings we need to do for the private subnet and the public subnet. So let's go here. Let's create two route tables. Okay, there will be default route table right now. So I will say it as okay, default RT for WDV1 VPC1. Okay, so this is the routing table which is assigned right now. So we are not working on this routing table. Let's create two routing table, one for the public. So let's create two routing tables. So let me say this as WD VPC1 public SNRT. Okay, and this VPC, and create this one, and let's create another routing table. And then we will define what we are going to do with this routing table. Okay, create another routing table for the private subnet, PBT subnet, and select this one, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, so first thing first, let's do the public subnet routing table. Okay, so public subnet routing table, we will first associate the subnet with subnet we are talking about. So this one, this one, this subnet. Okay, so save subnet, and this routing table will associate the private subnet. Okay. Okay, now routing table. So let's define the routing table for the public subnet first. Okay, so subnet is associated now. After that, we need to define the route. So let's edit the route. So you can see by default within this VPC, it will be able to ping each other, right? So that means this machine can ping this machine can ping this machine. Okay, so I'm not able to connect right now, so I can't ping right now. I mean, I can't show you. So I need to connect this publicly first. Okay, so let's define one more routing table here, and that's basically to default route. For default route, I'm only saying go to the internet gateway, and internet gateway we have created IGW2. Okay, I think that's pretty much for now. Okay, and let's go to the private one also and see what is there in the private one. Private one. So yeah, so if I now connect, I will be able to connect now this machine. Okay, 100%. So I'm able to connect this machine. Okay, now because this is not AWS Linux, this is Ubuntu Linux. So EC2 user will not work here. Okay, please note that one. Okay, so for Ubuntu, the username is Ubuntu. Okay, Ubuntu. So it is now accessible. Okay, now let's try to connect to this server, which is the private server, and ping basically, not the connect. So I don't know what was the IP address here. So 10.3.1.37. So I should be able to ping this machine from here. Okay. So public to private, I can ping, but I cannot that key here to that machine. But I will at least get the prompt for username. Okay. Yeah. So it's saying permission denied because I did not specify the key. I don't have the key right now here. Okay. So basic stuff, very basic stuff is done. Now let's go to the other side, other account, other region. So we are in the Ireland. Let's go to the, okay. Before I go there, let me make a note of my public IP address, which is a EIP I created. So this public IP address, I need to make a note. Okay. This is important one. So let's go back to this one here now. Okay. Here, instances I can start in a minute here. So let's go back here and see. We need to create the VPN, right? So we go to the VPN section here, VPN, virtual private network here. Okay. So what did I say first? We need to create, if we go to our diagram here, so we need to create the customer gateway. So I'll say, so task I will say, okay, create customer gateway in AWS and assign public IP of your on-prem VPN device. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so let's not keep it as bold. Let's keep it like this. So we are here, VPN section. Let's create the customer gateway. So the task I showed you before here of this, StrongSwan and all those things. So because this is, we're trying to just demonstrate how it works. Okay, but in the real time, you will have your own VPN device in the, on-prem Cisco, or as I said before, Palo, or, Juniper, whatever it is, right? So you don't need to do all those things. Okay, you're not wasting your time. Okay, so customer gateway first we create. Okay, before I go there, so name this customer. I have given some name here, WPVCG. So we'll give this name. Okay, we'll give this name. So we will leave the BGP AS. It's basically, if you're running BGP, running BGP routing also, by the way. Okay, so let's leave it as routing here. We need to give the public IP address. So you remember we had one public IP address here. Let me copy again. So public device. So in my right, I've written that and assign the public IP of your on-prem VPN device. So this is the public IP address. Okay, you're assigning. That's pretty much basically name. If you want to say that, like your Palo Alto or Cisco VPN, those kind of things, just an optional thing. Okay, just give that Ubuntu StrongSwan VPN. So StrongSwan is the software basically which does the VPN things. Okay, so let's create this one. Okay, creating customer gateway is a simple task. Okay, after that we are not doing anything here. Okay, there's nothing, you just delete it. Okay, The second thing you do is your creation of the virtual private gateway. Okay, so that's the second task. So then you create this one. Okay, so I'll just make a note here. Create virtual private gateway VPW. Okay, so let's create this one. Just name this one this. Okay, and autonomous system number. Amazon your custom ASN number. So this is your side of the BGP AS number. The previous one, the customer side was the if you're running the BGP protocol, okay, between two. I'm not running BGP here because StrongSwan, it supports, but it's very complicated configuration. But in the Cisco router, it will be very straightforward configuration. Okay, so I'm not doing that. So just leave it as default. It doesn't matter. Okay, but it will create for you by the BGP. Okay, so create that. That's it. Okay, so two things are done. Then you associate this virtual private gateway to the VPC. Okay, attached to VPC because our gateway is on the public subnet. So we will attach this with the. In fact, I'll just make a note here. Okay, I'll say and attach with public. Actually, you attach with the VPC, not with the subnet. Okay, attached to the VPC. So this thing VPC one to and attach with VPC one. Okay, not VPC one because both are VPC one. Is a web prod VPC one. Okay, I'll say web. What do you do? Okay, so this is second task. So up to this point, it is simple. You just refresh. It will take time. It's saying attaching. Okay, customer gateway. If you go here, it will say it's done, available, and BGP AS number is also there. Now this is the customer side of the public IP address. Okay, and VPN gateway, virtual private gateway. It is now saying it is available, attached now. Okay, so it's done. Now you come to the third most important stuff. So this is where you create the actual site-to-site VPN configuration, and you give all your IPsec related parameters like phase one steps you give here in the site-to-site. However, this might be that you just keep a default configuration so that it remains simple. So I'll just write it down here. What you're going to do the third thing now. Okay. Create site-to-site VPN connection. Okay, so just keep whatever he's saying. Connection. Okay. Connection. So let's do that. Okay, this will take some time. Okay, so now understand what we are doing. So creating a VPN connection. This line I'm saying site-to-site VPN connection. Let me name it as S2S VPN AWS to Ubuntu or StrongSwan on-prem. Let me say on-prem. Okay, actually it's not on-prem, so let me give it RLN. Let's say on-prem. Okay, on-prem VPN. That's it. Okay, let's name it like this. Doesn't matter what, but give a good name. Okay, in real time you will have to give a good name. Okay, the target gateway type for this VPN gateway. So we are doing the virtual private gateway, so we'll keep it virtual private gateway. Okay. Okay. Assign target gateway as VPW, virtual private gateway. Okay. So this is the only VPW virtual private gateway we have created. So we just assign customer gateway existing. Okay, we'll pick up the customer gateway we just created a few minutes back. Okay, assign to code. Okay, routing option. Do you want to rely on the dynamic BGP or static? As I said, we are not running dynamic BGP, so we will have to rely on the static routing here. Okay, so we'll do the static. Okay, So these are the things we are doing within site-to-site VPN connection. Okay, so I'll keep this as like this. Okay, and keep routing as static and provide CIDR. Okay, so what we are saying here is that we are saying static. Okay, and the static IP prefix this side of the private subnet which we want to reach from here basically. Give the entire 10.3.00/16, but this is that also, by the way. So, or we can keep. Okay, I can. Okay, let's give 10.3.00. 10.3.00/16. Okay, so this means from all these subnets here, this VP connect here basically. Okay, so that's what I'm network here. Okay, remote site. Sorry, this actually this should have gone here. Okay, so in the static prefixes. Okay, this one will keep as 0000. What it is saying is that basically who will communicate from here to here and who will communicate from here to here. So obviously in the on-prem, you will have so many subnets, right? And here also you will have so many subnets. You don't want to specify one by one. It will be very difficult. You say all, okay? Doesn't matter. So just keep it 00, okay? Okay, now important point is your, this is optional by the way. If you don't do anything, it will create all phase 1, phase 2 parameters for you and you will the pre-shared key, right? Side-to-side VPN need a pre-shared key because we are doing pre-shared based. We are not doing the certificate based. So pre-shared key I can modify here and let me modify in fact that thing. Rest of the things I'm not changing anything whatsoever. Only the pre-shared key I'm doing. Okay. One more thing I can do. This thing. Okay. I don't. When you do this nowadays, tunnel based or VTI based, VPN. So one is you have the public IP address, and after that you have the tunnel interfaces created with the 169 IP addresses, right? And that's where the actual routing happens. And that's exactly what we are going to do here. Okay, this is more of a VPN concept. So I'm not going to explain all those things, how that works. So you can learn yourself. You probably might know that. So if I don't assign it, AWS will assign itself, but let me do that. Okay, assigned because I had done it previously, so I know the configuration. It will be easier for me also to copy paste. So 10.169.254.0 dot. Okay, if I give 0.0/30, it will not work because 0.0 is reserved. So I'll for the tunnel one, I'll say 4/30. Okay, always remember one thing. When you say this IP address, the first IP address of this CIDR, which will be 5, and then next will be 6. So first IP address is assigned to the AWS side. So customer side, you will only assign the next IP address, which will be 6. Okay. Pre-shared key StrongSwan here. Okay, because my configuration is based on that. If you don't do this, AWS will assign a big like this 16 or 24 letters, randomly created letters, okay, for you. So you don't necessarily have to do this, okay, by the way, as I said. And likewise, let's do for the this one also and give this cider as 10. Saying already it should be from this range only. Okay, you cannot go anything else because this 169.255.4 is completely private. It is not routable from anywhere else. Okay, so that is why it is needed between the VPN tunnel. Okay, and we'll say this as next available. So after 4, next one will be .8, right? .8/30. Okay, and keep yeah, pre-shared key for this one also. Both pre-shared keys are same. Let's create the VPN tunnel, and it will take some time while it is being created. Okay, it is saying pending. It will probably take 10 minutes or so. Okay, while it is being created, you can see certain stuffs here. Now your IP address, public IP address will also be created. So if you click on the tunnel details here, so you will see that, right? As I said, it will have two tunnels, tunnel 1 and tunnel 2. Okay, and my first tunnel IP address, I gave this one, right? CIDR. Ah, See, this is a mistake I've done. Yeah, I should have given. Okay, so I cannot do this one now because I cannot modify. It's not created yet. Okay. Okay, because we have done mistake. I mean, it's not a mistake. I was about to give .4 instead of .48. So it looks like I've mistyped it. Okay. Let's keep it .48. Doesn't matter. Okay, for you because it takes time. If I do, first of all, its creation will take 5 minutes. Okay. So if you see the tunnel one options, everything, whatever we defined, it's all there. All now address 3, 1, and this one. So let's make a note of these things. Okay. So in a notepad here, first of all. Okay. So let's go here. AWS VPN. Okay. So tunnel one, public IP address and inside IP address of tunnel I've given. I've noted down, basically not given. Okay. Second, also this one. Okay. We'll need these all things on the customer side of the StrongSwan configuration. Okay. Now, where are we? Okay, leave it here. So static 10.3.00/6. Okay, this is still showing pending. So let's give it done. Let's go to the other AWS account and let's configure this VPN device now. Okay, this is important. We need to configure this. Okay, without this, we will not be able to connect. Okay, so let's first connect this machine. I think it was already connected. Let's go here first of all. So I'm on this machine. Okay, let me make it small, little bit small. Okay, now everything I configure here, it must be with the root account. Okay, root account generally start with this sudo. Okay, if I do sudo su minus, I will go into the root account. So you will see that this thing will. So I'm in here. That means I'm now the super root account. Okay, of this Ubuntu machine. I can do anything. Okay, so I can configure anything here. So let's first see what are the two interfaces here in this system. So if config command is not found, because by default it is not there, then yeah, so that is not there. Okay, so these two commands are not there because they are replaced. Ubuntu has their own commands. So I think one is ss, I think something. Okay, ss minus nr. Let's type this one. Okay, IP. Okay. And IP. Okay, just type IP root. Yeah, so let's do the IP root. So you will see, bear in mind it will be a bit slow. Minus n, I don't know whether it works or not. So let's see IP root. Okay, so what it is saying, there are two interfaces, ETS0 and ETS1. So if you remember, we created one public interface, one private interface. So ETS0 will be the first interface, which is public interface, and you can see that IP address is 10.3.10. No, sorry, this is not the IP address. This is saying the default means to go out via this one, 10.3.10.1. 10.3.10.1 is AWS own native virtual router inside that VPC. Okay, so you can't change that. So your IP address is this 10.3.10, and second interface created ETH1, which we assigned 10.3.1.10. Okay, and then other than that, it is only saying that and all those things. So you got the DSV based IP address. This VPC, your VPC was 10.3.10/24. You can go like this. Okay, and 10.3.1.0 to private subnet, you go via the ETH1. Okay, ETH1 is the inside and ETH0 is outside. So 10.3. Public side, you go via this. Okay, and default gateway is this one. Okay, so you see there are two default gateways. So this is also default gateway, this is also default gateway. But you see that this has metric value of 200. You know that from the Cisco lower metric. So this one has 100. So it will go out always via this one to go internet. Okay. So now let's configure StrongSwan. Okay. Okay. Now, if you go to the, if you go back here on the, okay, created, or it might still be site to site. So available. So this is down. Okay, because we have not done. So now, if I was showing last week also, download the configuration. Okay. Device of the remote side you are trying to configure. Okay, you ASA firewall, Meraki, or ISR router, CSR router, you can do that, right? Or checkpoint, what platform you're talking about. Okay, so we are talking about here the StrongSwan. Okay, so we'll say our third is full next step here. Okay, download VPN configuration and apply in customer VPN device. Okay. Okay, we'll see that now in a minute. So if you, okay, Ubuntu platform we are talking about, and this is a version iteration IKE2. Okay, we are focusing on IKE2 because these days IKE1 people don't use much. Okay, so IKE2 is more stronger and more secure. So let's do the IKV. So it will give you a sample file. Okay, so it's down to that downloaded file here. I had downloaded many files in the past, so I'm not bothered on those files. I can delete actually those files. So this one is downloaded just now. Okay, 10th February. So let's open this one. Okay, and this is what we need to apply. So it will tell you exactly where you need to make changes. Okay, this file you need to enable this one, then you need to run this command, then you need to do these things, then you changes these parameters here, all those things. Okay, make this thing. Simplified version of this file which will work fine for us. Okay, and I will open that file now, which is the material is picked up from this file only. Okay, so let's do that file. So I'll keep it open, but I will open my file also, which I had created. So that will save us some time basically. Okay, so if you see this StrongSwan VPN, this is what I have created. Okay, so we just change the IP addresses here. Okay, other than that, everything is same. So I created this. So I have made note. If you want, I can share this with you guys so you can play around with yourself. Okay. Now we need to change the certain things here. Okay. So Ubuntu we done, and we said Ubuntu need to do before we do anything. Okay. Because this, if you go here again, now this machine has two interfaces, right? This is a VPN device or a gateway or the router kind of device, right? So anything coming from anywhere here, okay? In the AWS by default, the source address, IP address, and destination IP addresses will be, checked, okay? And if it says that your destination or source is not matching for some region, it will drop all the packets. So you must disable this option, source destination check in the instance, EC2 instance. So let's do this one first. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I have created one good file which has everything you need to apply. Okay, and it will start working. So, and obviously the file is driven from here only, the actual VPN configuration which we just downloaded, but certain things may not be, given there. Okay, because this will be more of the VPN configuration rather than the EC2 instance configuration. Okay, so let's go. So let's go here and let's go to the instance, the VPN instance, and this is what he's saying. So if you go to the actions here and go to the network settings, okay, here. So this is what he's saying. Change source and destination check. Okay, what it says, the source destination check ensure that instance is the secure or destination of all the traffic. EC2 instance performs source and destination checks by default. Okay, if I keep it open, my VPN will not work because we have given the new IP addresses here, right? 169 something. So 169, this instance doesn't know right now. where that IP is coming. It knows definitely other IP addresses, but not that one. That's the reason we need to disable this. Okay, so go here and stop this. Okay, so this is the first step we need to do. Okay, I'm not documenting this because this is not part of the AWS VPN configuration. Okay, the AWS VPN configuration, whatever is required, I have documented here. That's all you need to do. Okay, rest of the things are part of your own personal configuration, which I have made a note on this file, which I can share with you later on. Okay, so we have created, which is all good. Okay, and we have downloaded this VPN. I have done that, and based on that we have created this file. Okay, now all commands with this sudo or sudo su minus. So if you see my this thing, I have already done sudo s minus here, so I'm in the root. Okay, I can perform anything here. Okay, now we need to do the apt. And now we need to, what is this command doing is basically so currently whatever the version it might be running, actually version is not the right command. Some command is there. Okay, so that will tell you which Ubuntu you are working right now, right? So we need to upgrade. It's like Microsoft Windows, latest and greatest update. So this is what it will. Apt-get is the command basically for this kind of thing in the Ubuntu. Okay, in the previously use the yum command. Okay, yum command is not for the start updating this operating system, and so 92%. So a lot of things it will update in the backend. So obviously file size 29 megabyte and all those stuffs it will do. I've simplified everything for you if you want to play around with this at some point later on your own. Okay, so it's updating the operating system basically. Okay, let it do. But as I said before, in your real time, these things you don't need to do. You will have your own VPN device on your on-prem. Okay, Cisco or whatever it is. Okay, this is just I'm trying to demonstrate you how it works at free of cost basically. Okay, without doing much. Obviously it takes more time than that one, but okay, just do nothing to do, just press OK here. Okay, so you've done this. It is also saying do the things, these things. We'll do that later on. You remember we did not have the NAT stat or the if config command working before. Okay, if config command not found or NAT stat is not there. These are the very default commands, right? So these will be now installed as part of these next commands. So we are going to install apt-get and just going to the apt is apt-get basically install if up down and net tools, network tools basically. Okay, so let's do that one. So it's after this, I will have if config command available. I will have, see if config is there. So this is easier to see that. Now I can see my ETS0 is assigned 10.3.10.3.1.1 IP address. Okay. So right now only two interfaces are there. You can see that, right? And also NetStat, most likely NetStat will be available as well now. So you can see your routing table. So you can see your routing table as well. So default route is this one, which goes via this one, and it goes via this interface. And this interface, it's not telling you the metric now. So it's not telling exactly which one you are going via, but that you can see with the IP route command also tells you that for this one you have metric 100. Okay. So this one is done. Good. Now we will install the actual VPN software, which is called the StrongSwan VPN software. So this is the command apt-get install StrongSwan -y. What it is doing, it will go to the internet and it will download. It will install for you. Okay, but please bear in mind to do this, you will have to factor about your bandwidth, your inbound, outbound, packet usage, because in AWS everything is chargeable. Okay, even the packet coming in, going out. Coming in is probably not chargeable. Going out is chargeable. Okay. So you need to factor all those things. But because I'm running with the free account right now, which has certain limits to be allowed, 750 GB or something like that, so I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to install this. Okay, so it's installing the StrongSwan. Okay, it's also going to the internet, by the way. Okay, to install all these things. So if you don't have the internet connection on this machine, it will never get installed. Okay, so your StrongSwan is installed now, and kernel is up to date. What did I install? Did I install the strong? Yeah, I installed the StrongSwan. Okay, now he will say that you need to restart all these things. But we will do all. We have documented what we need to do. Okay, now first thing first, we need to enable the IP forwarding. So you know that, right? Your router has IP forwarding enabled by default. So from one interface to another interface. If it is disabled, it cannot act as the router. Okay. So whenever you have two interfaces, you want to make your device as the router, you need to enable the IP forwarding. So IP forwarding will means from one interface to other interface and vice versa, it will forward. So this is what we need to do. For that, we need to open this etc.ctl file and just copy paste this line. Okay, let's do that. So easier thing I've done. So command for this, either you do with the VI editor or you can do with the nano editor as well. I'm not doing the VI editor for, okay, let me see if I can do VI also. Let's do the VI will give me the color, which is probably not readable. So that's why I'm not doing VI, but you can do VI also, by the way, or VIM. So new one is a VIM. Okay. So because I'm running on the free tier, my connection will, keep dropping at times. Okay. So I'll have to do refresh multiple times. But in the real time, it will not happen, by the way. Okay. So you will not have this kind of restriction. So your connection will be very, very stable. Okay. This is free tier. They have certain restrictions. So that's why it is happening. Okay. Other place I can apply this is basically I can go to the here. And if I can connect here locally through here, so I should be able to connect here also. This is slightly reliable, basically. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So I will go there itself. Okay. So I should be able to connect here. And here also, let's say, let me see here. So it comes here. You go to, so I'm there. So I'm here also, by the way. Okay. So this one is slightly reliable, but I can't, copy paste like that. I just need to select copy. Okay. Let's open this file and copy this line here. Okay. It's saying uncomment this line. This line will be there, but which will be commented, which will be. So let's do sudo su minus here. Okay. Let's VI editor sysctl.com. Okay. So this is the line he's saying to uncomment this line. Okay. So let's edit this and now save this file. This is how you save your file with the VI editor. Okay. Now, what is the next one he's saying? Then you run this command so that it becomes effective. Sysctl -p. Okay. So it will tell you what is effective from that file. Only this changes we made. So this is effective. So your IP forwarding now enabled. Okay, number one. So there are lots of steps, by the way. Okay. So now you need to go to the etc ipspec.conf file. Okay, and this is all you need to copy. So let's do that. Okay, so I go to this config setup section. Let's put this line in the very end. Okay, let's insert that line here. What's happening? Why it is showing me as yeah. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's insert those three lines here. Okay, see line and save it. So for save, you just say escape key and colon and WQ, either WQ this or WQ just WQ. Just save now. So if you want to see the content of this file now, the cat is the command. It will show the content of this file. So you can see that I've just copied these three lines here. Okay. Now what is the next here? So add following lines in this one. Okay. Now this one is important. This one, you remember that there are two tunnels, right? So let's go back to my VPN. So there are two tunnels here, right? Not done any configuration on our other side of the VPN. First configuration we are doing on our custom. We will have to change the IP address from my file to these reflect to that. So the same file, etc ipsec config, and these are the things we need to just copy paste. Okay. However, I'll have to make some changes. In fact, let me just make changes here. Okay. Left ID is basically my customer, my customer side StrongSwan VPN ID. Okay. Public IP address. So let's make a note of it. Okay. First of all, uh, mm, so I go to where do I go? Actually, I don't go anywhere. I'm here only. Okay. EC2 instance, public IP address. So let me make a note. So I'm just modifying this file for now. Okay. And for this tunnel also, I'll have to do that. Okay. The other side, AWS side of the IP address, you need to give. Okay, here. So let me bring that IP address for tunnel one. This is the IP address. So I'll change this IP address here. And yeah, for the second tunnel also, public IP address. Let's change for the second tunnel also for the right side of the IP address. Then things here, this one. So I have changed this. I gave wrong one here, 48. So that means this will be 6. So 6 is your side, left R. Okay. So it will be 48 as means it. So 49 will be the IP address of the AWS site. So let me keep it 49. Okay. And I'll keep it as 40, sorry, 50. Okay. I'll explain you in a minute what I'm doing here. Okay. And this is all part of this one. Okay. And likewise for the second tunnel. So second tunnel was 8/8. So it will be 9.9 and .10. So which is fine. .9 and .10 are there. So I did wrong here. Otherwise I do not have to. So let's copy these contents. Connection, this, and go to that same file again. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do the VI. Sorry, VI no. Okay. In the very end, we will do that. Okay. Okay. So we will say connection. There are some samples here, right? It's the same. It's a format of how you configure the StrongSwan. Okay. Obviously, in the Cisco or some other, you don't need to do this way. Okay. So tunnel type is tunnel, and this is the first tunnel, and this is what we have done. Okay. And now we will do the second tunnel configuration also here. This one, tunnel 2. Okay. Paste here. Just make sure that I am doing the right thing in terms of the IPs and all those things. So my IP is 54, 155, 193, 54, 155, 193, 21, which is correct. And both the tunnels, second tunnel also, this is correct, 21. And so other side of the IP 311 and 35, 176. 311, 35, 776. And tunnel IP address insights are this 48 and 8. So 48 is in that side. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have done this one. Okay, save this file. Just make sure that it is there. Just do a cat command of this one, and you will see that everything is there. Okay. Now, what is the next step we need to do? Add below in the IPsec secret. So this is basically you are giving the pre-shared key. If I give wrong key, the tunnel will never come up. Okay. And other than that, you just need to give the your own IP addresses here. So I'll just replace. Okay. This was my previous file. This one. Okay. So this first one is for the first tunnel. Second one is for the second tunnel. Sorry. I didn't write it. Say. Okay, fine. So first tunnel public IP address is this one. So I just keep replacing the things. Okay. And second one is this one. So you might be able to see some action now by the time I do this one. So let's copy this file ipsec.secret. Let's edit this file. Vi etc ipsec dot secret. Come on. Yeah, dropping, because we are running the free tier. Okay. If it doesn't work, sometimes you can try it here also. Okay, this is working fine. I'll go. Okay. So vi etc ipsec dot secret file. This is where you define the. So you can't read it, right? So that's why I was not doing it from here. From here or maybe with this editor. So there is another editor in the Linux which is called the Nano. Okay, so you can see what I just copied pasted. So it's more readable. Okay, so there is an exit button here, X, and it will ask to save or not. Okay, because we have not made any changes right now, so you will not see anything. It will just come out. Okay, so just see that it is there. Just cat command ipsec dot secret, and you will see that we have just copy pasted. Now see what is happening now. I mean, or anything up. So if you do if on fake, you don't have any halfway through. Okay, we have not done full thing yet. Okay, so let's go to the next step now. Modify and make changes as below in the ET. Okay, so let's make these changes in this file. This is your IKEV daemon. Okay, in the StrongSwan. This is called the Charon or Charon, whatever it is. Okay, so let's modify this file. So nano etc StrongSwan.d. Okay, charon.com. Okay, so let's modify this file and install root. It will be there. We just need to uncomment install roots somewhere. Install roots. Okay, you can do the copy paste line also. Okay, install root. Yeah, so this line is here. Install root is equal to yes. Okay. Oh, okay. So just say no. Okay, and press Control X. This one. Okay. Now you press the Control X, it will ask you to save because you have made changes in this file. If I press Control X, save modified file, yes, I'll say yes. And which file? I'll just enter. So it has given there. So now if you do the cat of this file, you will be able to see that file StrongSwan dot so the sharing.com. Okay. So it will be there. So it will be somewhere. I just made changes. If you want to see that, you just grab find basically install roots that line. So that line will give you that. No, so we have done that. Okay. After that, we need to create some things. We'll do that. Okay. Actually, this line is probably not that important, but we'll still do that. We are pinging to our other side of the IP address of the tunnel, which is, so if I look at my tunnel, 48. So first IP is 49. So .9 is fine. This one I need to change 49. So let's create this file. Okay. Heartbeat. So we'll just create heartbeat file. Okay. In root folder. So we are in the root folder right now. Okay. So let's create this file. Nano heartbeat.shell file. Okay. Just you don't need to do much. You just copy paste these lines. So you're all good. Okay. Up to here. Okay. Just here and just save it. This file come out. Yes. Okay. Then just chmod means you remember we said that executable this file. You need to change the permission of this file. So 755. Okay, 755 means it will be executable now. So this file basically we're talking about. So executable X should come. X means executable. Okay, then just create some script here and heartbeat. Okay, and just put these contents there. Okay, save it, come out, and just again chmod this one and update rc this command, something like that. So this means when it will reboot this system, it will ping to these two IP addresses. Okay, the IP address of the tunnel remote side, the AWS side, so that if you don't do that, sometimes if there's no traffic, tunnel will go down. So it will keep the tunnel alive, basically. That's all it is doing, this command. Okay. Now this is important. This is the actually last step also. And we need to create this script here. Okay. If we don't do this, this will not happen. Okay. So let's create this script. Okay. Let's create this script. Okay. Let me type in. Okay. Nano etc ipsec.d and AWS. This script is not there. Okay. So we are creating this AWS upload, sorry, up down. So now, okay, so we are going to create this script. Okay, and just simply blindly just copy paste this line. Okay, and by the way, this is, I have not made any changes in this script. Exactly copy pasted from the download file, the configuration file we downloaded from AWS. If you go to the end section, you will see this file, this script I'm talking about, this one. This is exactly same. I've not made any single changes on this one. Okay, so just copy paste this one here. Okay, so you're good. Just save it. Control X, save, done. Okay, now this file is created. You can just do the cat and you will be able to see that content of this file. So this is there. Okay, so I've not made any changes. After this, just change the execution, the permission. So if you see this file, ls-l etc ipset.t AWS permission here is read write. So it is not executable. It must be executable. Otherwise, this shell script will not be executed. So 744 we are saying. So it will change the permission now. Okay. Just say this one. So now let's see what is the permission now coming. So it is now executable. The root user can execute it. Previously, there was no X. Just reboot the system, basically. Okay. So reboot the system with the reboot command. Nothing great into that. So we have done full StrongSwan VPN configuration. Let's reboot. Our tunnel should come up, and also the this should show up as well. Okay, and we should be able to just do more troubleshooting. Probably we need to do the routing and all this stuff. Okay, before we is while that say server is being rebooted, we go to the routing now. Okay, so you remember I was showing you the static route here. Okay, so why that routing is not coming here? That route should have come, right? I should have that route 10.3, and for some reason it is not showing me. And if it is not showing me here, in none of my routing table, it will be visible. Okay, so if I, let's say I see a routing table of any of these subnets here, for example, VPC1 we are talking about, public subnet routes. So I don't have this route to the other side 10.3.00. I can't route from here, right? So while we do this, let's start some of the machines here. In fact, I can start all of the machines. Okay, let's start all of them because we might be playing around with some of them. It doesn't cost right now because they're running on the free tier. So but still you keep them shut down once your job is done. Let me give you some example here. The pain we had. So in our organization, we asked our management for us to give a very powerful machine because we wanted to do some Cisco configuration for our project because we did not have the machine. So they created in one of the clouds, I don't know, Azure or AWS somewhere. So they created our 64 gig RAM and powerful machine for us. And initially we accessed it, we tried, it did not work or something like that. We forgot and we did not tell to our management. 9 months later, our management from India, they came back with 10,000 pound bill, and we said, what, 10,000 for the machine which we never used, right? So this is important. You shut down these machines if you're not using or delete them, right? If they're running, you're not working, AWS Azure will keep charging you. That's where they make the money. So it's your responsibility to keep track of your resources in the cloud. Okay. So let's go to the routing table we are seeing. So there's no route for the 10.33 here. So why it is not happening? Because in the VPN gateway, virtual private gateway here, Actually, if you remember, we defined customer routes somewhere in the VPN connection. So why the hell is that not coming? Action, I can't. Okay, customer gateway. Where was this configuration? I remember I assigned something there, 10 dot. So let me see. I think it was here in this connection. I should have that static route here, but it is not. I can add, but I should not be adding manually. Okay, so let me just try to see. Oh, VPN connection options, I believe, or tunnel options. I don't know, connection option. Let me see one by one. Oh, edit. Oh, so edit static route is same. Okay, modify VPN connection. That's not the one. I think it will be most likely either. I think connection options. Okay, let's see. So local and remote customer gateway cider and remote. So this is not the one. There was one option which I change that. I don't know. So which tunnel? Okay, the tunnels are up now. Okay, so that is the good news. Okay, so let's see this one. Okay, I think I forgot to add, or I added, for some reason something has happened. Okay, this should actually have. So here you see this one. So let me try to see if let's create. I'm not creating. Okay, as such. Yeah, this one I was saying. You remember I was saying that dynamic IP address, and I added one 10.3 here, 10.3.0.0/16. But looks like it did not add. I don't know why it did not add. Maybe I removed that because I mistyped somewhere here also before. So that is the thing I was talking about. This is the VPN connection basically. So yeah, modify VPN connection. This one. Sorry, connection. This one basically. Actually, so it is not letting me do now. Okay, so what we do, so everything is not lost. What do you need to do? You just need to define the static route here first of all. Okay, first of all, let's see the tunnel now. Okay, tunnel status. So both the tunnels are here up now. So this is extremely good news. Okay, we'll go to the StrongSwan also in a minute. First, let's define the static routes. So static routes, we are saying which prefix 10.3.0.0/16. Okay, that's it in this VPN. So what we are saying is basically, if you go to this diagram, we are saying on this VPN gateway to go to 10.3.0. So this VPN gateway can route now to this subnet via this VPN tunnel. And once we define this static route here, this static route will be automatically come in all the subnets routing table here wherever we have created. Okay, so let me do that. This thing, let's save the changes. And now if first, let's see that static route I have added is visible here. Refresh. Why it is not coming here? Maybe, okay, I think maybe I gave the wrong static route probably. Here routing is static, which is correct. And static route. Okay. Okay, let me give it as 10.3.0.0. Let me give it as, actually I'm giving correct. I'm not doing wrong. This is the VPC here, 10.3.0. I'm 100% sure I'm doing right. Yeah, it is there. Sorry. Yeah, it is there. Okay. Maybe it takes time as well. As I said, the VPN thing is a bit slow as well. Okay. Yeah, it is there now. Okay. So now if you go to the routing table of your public subnet, private subnet, wherever you have defined, this static route will come everywhere now. Okay. That means those machines should be able to go out. So if you see the route here, okay, route propagation, we need to just enable. So just enable the route propagation. Okay. I can make these steps here. Okay. For you guys for easy things. Last one, enable route propagation in each routing table for VPW. That's it. Okay. So this one I'm saying route propagation. So if I just click on add route propagation, enable, so it will come in this routing table 10.3. So public subnet can route. So let's do the private subnet also here. Private subnet was VPC1 private subnet, this one. So there is no route to that one. So let's do the just enable that propagation, enable. That's it, and you will have that routing coming for 10.3 also. Okay, forget about this one we did previously, and this is now deleted. Okay, so this is not a new. Okay, now I will go first. Let's go to the StrongSwan machine and see some checks there whether. Okay, I'll just restart, and you go to, and I will su do su minus. So let's first see here. I have those tunnel interfaces created or not. Okay. So there are certain commands. So let's see the if config command. First of all, if config. So you see that ETS0, ETS1 were there before, right? So now the tunnel interfaces are also created. Tunnel 1 and tunnel 2. It's exactly like you do in the Cisco router. Exactly Cisco router it is like this. Okay. IKE version 2 with the VTI interfaces we have created, and this is exactly working right now. And the IP address, you can see that our side of the IP address will be the second IP address of that /30.169.254. Please remember that. Okay, the first IP address will be given to AWS all the time. So it is saying the destination is 49, and the second tunnel it is saying 169.254.0.9. And this is exactly happens in the Azure also. The first IP address go to Azure, the second IP address you assign to the customer device always. Okay, so the tunnel is there. Now let's look at the routing table. Netstat minus NR. So you can now see you got the default route. You got, let me just, yeah. So you got 10.100. You remember that this is the subnet of your this side 10.100. That means now I can route this from here via this VPN connection, correct? So 10.100 you can see, and I am able to go at tunnel 1 and tunnel 2 both. But if you look at IP route command, that will give you which tunnel is preferred. So you see that IP route 10.100. So tunnel 1 has the metric value of 100 and tunnel 2 has the metric value of 200. So that means tunnel 1 is preferred. So you will see all the traffic on the tunnel 1 unless tunnel 1 is going down. Okay. So rest of the things are local and just to 10.169 this thing. So now let's try to connect from here to here. So let me first connect to one of the machines here. So let me connect to this machine 1020. I remember this IP address of this machine. Let me telnet. Oh, sorry, SSH. And so I'm on this side. So it will now select my key pair 1. You remember that key pair 1 on this side of the VPC. So it's IP address, public IP address I need to connect. Okay, so I don't remember the public IP address right now. So I need to be relying on my instances and instance this which server we are talking about. Public SN1 Linux server 1, a Linux server WPV1 basically. Okay, this one. Okay, sorry, not the RDP. Oh, so yeah. Actually, I moved to this SN3. Okay, subnet 3 now. And I did not move. It was always on the SN3, but this is the machine we are talking about. And let's see. So what's happening now? Okay, so monitoring. Why it is showing monitoring? Okay, let me just refresh here my screen. Let's go here. So this machine. Okay, so yeah, detail. So this is the public IP address. So now it will get each time new public IP address. Okay, no, actually I'm wrong. I am. So which machine I'm going? I'm going to this .20 10.120 machine. Okay, which will be your most likely this one. Yeah, this one basically. No, sorry, this one. This machine. Yeah, 10.120.70. So this is public IP address it got now. Okay, so let's connect to this machine. Where's my? Sorry, this one. Okay, so let me give the public IP address, and I should be able to log in to this machine now with the EC2 user. So I'm there, right? So what I'm trying to do, let me open my screen one more time. And before I do that, let me open this one. Okay. So I am right now, I'm on this machine. Okay. From here, I'm trying to reach here. Okay. Let's see if I can reach or not. Okay. Let me try ping. So I know this private IP address of the StrongSwan. Let's me try to ping that first. 10.3.10.10 I gave. This one I don't remember because this was automatically private. So I'll have to go and check that. Let me try to ping this one. So you can see that I am now able to ping 10.3.10. But am I able to ping this one as well? Let me just try. So let me first grab the private IP address of this machine. This machine is this one, private server. Okay. And what is the private IP address of this machine? This one, 10.3.1.137. 10.3.1.137. Okay, let me also ping 10.3.1.10. So what I ping this side of the interface, 10.3.10.10. Let me ping this side of the StrongSwan interface also, 10.3.1.10. I'm able to ping. Now, am I able to ping up to this private subnet? I don't know. Probably not. So why is that not happening? VPN is up. Okay. There's one catch here. So this side has the proper routing, okay, because these have dynamic routing running here. So once I propagated that VP static route, so it is there in these subnets. So I'm able to reach from here to here. You could see that, right? Only thing is not happening right now. The return traffic is probably not coming back. So this machine doesn't know how to go out. So let's see our routing on this private subnet here. Okay. So once we are done here. Okay. So I'm going here, cancel this one. You remember I was doing and I stopped it. I wanted to show you basically. So public subnet is all good. Public subnet knows how to go. So it has default gateway to the internet gateway. Internally, it doesn't need to know because it is all going through the VPN tunnel. Okay. But this subnet should definitely know how to go to this site 10.100. This subnet doesn't know about that. Until that happens, I cannot reach here. Okay. Right now, this private subnet where this private machine is associated, if you look at the routing here, networking. So there is a route table, will be associated somewhere. Okay. Network interfaces. Where are we? Here. Okay. So this one route table, currently it only knows local routing 10.300. Means it can reach only machines in this VPC. It doesn't know how to go here. I also need to assign a static route to this one, 10.1.00/16. So other side of the VPC, right? So to reach to this VPC, where will it go? These private subnet machines, it will hit to this interface of the StrongSwan. So next hop will be your internet interface. So no, network interface. But do you remember? I don't remember. So I will just go and check on my VPN machine. What is my interface name of this one? 10.3.1.10. That's the next hop basically, right? So 10.3.1. This is interface 2447. So let's assign this to 2447. So moment I do this, my ping should start working. Let me just keep pinging, and yeah, it is pinging. Let me just save it. I should have this ping working. So you see that the moment I save that file, I have this ping working, and not only the ping working, I should be able to connect to that machine also with SSH. First of all, let me see. I have the uh, that key here or not. I copied this key pair to PEM file just recently. So I'm assuming it is working fine. If it is not, I will replace it. Okay. So let's SSH to this machine 10.3.137. That please remember that this machine, where is it gone? Here. This machine is not reachable from the internet because there is no internet gateway assigned or default gateway to this machine to go to internet. Only StrongSwan can go to the internet, not any private. Okay. So please bear in mind. Okay. So I go here and I'll say SSH. I'm SSHing to that machine now. So from the VPC one to London to Ireland through the VPN, I'm SSHing. Okay. This is how the command and key pair to. Okay. And IP address. That's it. Okay. I should be able to connect. It is saying permission denied. because most likely this key is wrong key I got here. Okay, so let me copy this key from my laptop to this machine first. Okay, and I think I can copy it. I did it previously. So this machine, right? This machine I did copy, right? I don't know whether you remember all those commands or not. So there was a key pair file. So this one I'm talking about 4th January, 4th February I created. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that. Let's copy this file and let me go here. So command was pscp, if you remember. Oh yeah, it has copied. I don't know. I did not change anything. This is the command I used. Okay, let me just copy paste my command. Sometimes things are silly. Okay, we are doing right, but these machines are not very reliable. So let me see which worked. So this one worked. Okay, and let me see which the one which was not working. What was wrong there? Okay, previously. So PSCP, this one, right? So one is said unable to do this. Okay. So what is the difference between these two? PSCP key pair 1 PPK, key pair 2.pem, EC2 user. Okay, same. Okay, fine. Okay, maybe we did one thing basically. We deleted that file. So maybe it's not letting us do the override basically. Okay, so now let's do the ls-l. I should have two files here. Okay, so I have the second file also here. Okay, you remember we need to change the permission so that it should be only read only permission. So let's change the permission. So read, we say that read is 4, right? 400 to key pair 2. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to connect. Now let's connect from here. Diagram. Okay, from this machine to this machine, and I forgot the private IP address of this machine. So I can find out. I will have it somewhere. SSH, yeah, 3.1.137. Let's try to connect this machine. Fingers crossed. And I am in this machine now. Okay, so I am on this machine. Okay. So what is this machine? Let's do the ifconfig. Ifconfig will not work here. Oh, ifconfig will work because this is on the AWS Linux, by the way. This one on the Ubuntu. Ubuntu doesn't have the ifconfig by default. So this one has. This is the AWS. So you see that this is the IP address. Okay, and if you check the routing table here, net minus nr. So default route, what it is saying to go via 10.3.1.1. Yeah, which is VPC's. Sorry, this subnets default route, virtual router, which is within AWS. But because we defined the static route here, where here in this private subnet routing table 10.3, now this entire VPC, not the entire VPC, the machine within this private subnet where this routing table is associated, understands natively within AWS how to go out. So it knows that to go to 10.1.0.0, this one, your next hop or your target is this network interface, and this network interface is nothing but StrongSwan's the private side of the interface. So as long as we have done these things, obviously the StrongSwan VPN configuration is a bit complicated. So I've just documented, just go through that document. You don't need to do your own research. You just copy paste, and obviously 90% information is driven from the configuration file we downloaded from the AWS VPN configuration. Okay, not just 90%, it's 95, 96%. Except few things like source, destination check. So what we have done so far, let's recap it. So we created a VPN gateway on AWS. Okay, that establishes your VPN side-to-side VPN connection. IKEV version 2 we have done. Okay, by the way, with the VT tunnel interface, which has the automatic failover and all. Okay, let's see the automatic failover, by the way. So where are we? So we are on this machine. Let's come out of this machine. Okay, let's keep pinging. So let's keep ping 10.3.1.137. Okay, and see what happens. So it's pinging. Yeah, let's try to shut down something. Okay, so now I am on the StrongSwan machine. So this one, the right side is the StrongSwan machine. Okay, let's let it ping. So I am on this machine. Let me just shut down something. Okay, there are certain commands you can also check in the StrongSwan whether your IPsec VPN tunnel is up or on. So there is a command called IPsec status. So this tells you that tunnel 1 established, tunnel 2 is also established. It will also tell you what is your IP address and what is the remote side of the IP address of that tunnel. Okay, and second tunnel also. If you remember that these are the IP addresses of these tunnels, VPN tunnel here. You click here. So VPN tunnels. So both the tunnels are up, and the first one was 3.11, second one was 35 dot something, right? So let's see that. So 3.11 is the tunnel 1, yeah, and second tunnel is 35. Okay, the second command which can give you more detail is the status all, IPsec status all. So that will give you a little bit more detail, like how many packets are coming, packets coming on. So it's from the troubleshooting point of view. It will also tell you the IKE version 2 here, that's enabled basically. So those kind of things you will see, and the rest of the things are almost same. Okay, now what I will do, I will shut down. So, okay, let's see which tunnel is effective right now. Okay, if you see if config, okay, so if config you do, so you see that the tunnel 1 has transmit packet 248, received packets bytes it this much, right? And received is nothing. So transmit is this much. But tunnel 2, you see that there is 0 here. So that means I'm definitely on tunnel 1 only, because static routing also, if you remember, IP route to route to 10.100 via tunnel 1 and tunnel 2 both, but tunnel 1 was 100, right? So what I do now, I can do few things. One is I can shut down this tunnel interface. Let me do that. Okay. Okay, just keep eye on here. Okay, this ping here. Okay, so if config tunnel 1 down, let's see what happens. So I have the sequence number incrementing. It should go down. Actually, it will not go down. So, okay, let me see IP route. So IP route is gone. See, tunnel 1 is gone, but you did not see any fluctuation. So tunnel 1 is gone. Tunnel 2 is there. So you did not see any fluctuation. So if I break it, so my sequence are correct, right? So I think somewhere here I did. So 46, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I mean 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So this is all working. But I don't know whether this is the right thing or wrong. Let me do the if tunnel 2 also down. I think probably that's not the right command, because no, actually that was right command. So now your tunnel is stopped. Suppose the tunnels are down. Okay. And if you go to this Amazon site, it may not show you immediately, but if after a few seconds, it might show you down. Okay. But right now it is showing up, but actually the tunnel is down, right? So this you can't ping, right? I brought down both. So let's do one thing. Oh yeah, let's do one thing. Let's bring up the tunnel 2 first. Okay. Let's bring up the tunnel 2 and see what is happening here. Your ping should start working, and this one should show tunnel 1 is down and tunnel 2 is up. Okay, so let's keep eye on everything now. Okay, so I brought up the tunnel 2. Sometimes IP route, so it's gone. Actually tunnel 2, it's not about tunnel 2. I think IPsec restart. Let's see. So yeah, IPsec restart. So both the tunnels are showing up now. Okay, after the IPsec restart command, let me bring down the tunnel 1 again. Okay, interface. Sorry, config tunnel 1. You can't shut down the Ethernet interface, okay, ETA 0, because that's where both the tunnels are attached. That's your actual physical interface. This is virtual interface. Tunnel 1 down. Okay, let me down and keep an eye on here. 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. So your ping is continuing, but your actual tunnel is down. So if you see now IPsec, so this status may not give you the right information here, okay, because this doesn't reflect immediately, okay. But in reality, your tunnel 1 is down. So IP route is saying to go to 10.100 now, it is going via tunnel 2 and your metric is 200, okay. So let me just refresh for 2-3 minutes and I should be able to see tunnel 1 is down, okay. Just give it some time. So this topic is done, and after that we will do the same VPN side to side, but this time we don't need to do a StrongSwan configuration much, except probably changing one or two IP addresses. Other than that, we will just create through the transit gateway this time. Okay, so that will conclude our VPN part. Okay, let's refresh and give it a time, a couple of minutes, and let's see if this tunnel is down or not. Okay, ideally it should go down. If config, okay. Other thing is that sometimes you know that because there is that health check running, that health check might bring up the interface also at times. Okay, so but okay, fair enough. So now you at least see that tunnel 2 also has the packets coming in, right? Previously, if you remember, when I was showing you the when both the tunnels were up and not on this one here, right? So only tunnel 1 had the packets, tunnel 2 did not have any packets, at least transmit. Receive was there, but not the receive will be there because those are internal packets, right, between the VPNs, not the actual packets. Now you are seeing the actual packets. So you are seeing the transmit packets, receive packet both, right? And bytes also it is showing you how many bytes it's going. Okay, let's see here quickly. Okay, it will come down anyways in few minutes time. Okay, if it doesn't, then it doesn't basically. So there is another command called plum and unplum. I don't know whether when I used to, I worked on Linux a lot in back in 2000, probably 3, 4, 5. That time I was kind of a master in Linux, that time. But since then, I never worked on the Linux, to be honest. And that time only Red Hat Linux was more popular. And obviously this Debian or Ubuntu, these AWS are the recent, additions. So yeah, so some commands are changed as well. So let me see. That's why I remember all these VI command, Vim command, nano command, ls, all this, in the PS command, those kind of plum. They used to command with plum. I don't know whether that's command not anymore. So that might be still in the Red Hat Linux, but not here. Okay, down command. Okay. Okay. It's not showing up. Okay. Let me. What else I can do? I can. Try ping or 6. I think it will not ping. It might ping. Probably 0.48, 49. Not pinging. And 9 is pinging. So yeah. So in a way, I am able to ping this IP address of the AWS site.9, okay, 0.9, but I can't ping 0.49, this one, because my tunnel 1 interface is down, okay. So that's fine. So tunnel 2 is up, tunnel 1 is up. So I've seen it comes, but sometimes it takes more time, sometimes less time. But in reality, in the Cisco router and all, you will always see this tunnel is down immediately, okay, within seconds, basically. Okay, so because why I'm saying this is, if you see the IPsec status here, it is showing both are up. Even tunnel 1 it is showing established. Ideally it should have not shown tunnel 1 as established, only tunnel 2 established, because tunnel 1 is down, right? So IPsec, there is another command, I think, tunnel IPsec. Okay, I think, okay, IPsec tunnel 1 down or stop. Okay, IPsec tunnel 1 stop. Okay, sorry. Stop tunnel. Oh, it's stopping the entire this thing, is it? No, that's the entire thing is down. Okay, so I need to start basically. I'm doing wrong. IPsec. Okay, just let me. I made some notes here also. Okay, IPsec. Yeah, if config tunnel up down. I will start tables. Yeah. IPsec up tunnel 1 and down tunnel 1. Okay. Did I not do this one down? What did I do? What was my command basically? Down, basically down. Okay, let's see. Right now, everything will be up. Okay, again. Okay, info config. If you see here, tunnel 1 and tunnel 2 both are up because I have restarted my IPsec service here. Okay, so I will say IPsec and my ping must be working here again. Let me just show you here. Okay, that's working. So sequence is going up 4, 5, 6. Okay, IPsec down, tunnel 1. So yeah, this is actual right command. So now you see that you did not have any packet drops here. Okay, and let's see the if config and routing table. If config, the tunnel 1 is down, tunnel 2 is up only. Okay, and IP route. So 10.1.0.0 via tunnel 2. So now tunnel 1 is definitely down. Your IPsec is also down. So IPsec status should not now show the IP tunnel 1 status. So tunnel 1 is completely gone. Now you will see this down actually. So this will go down now in a minute or so. Okay, this will 100% go down now. Okay, so let's give it some time. But just keep an eye here also because sometimes tunnel 1 keeps coming in, automatically. So that's command was IPsec down tunnel 1 or up tunnel 1 or down tunnel 2 kind of things. Okay, that's the right command. So let's see what happens. So yeah, it's down. So you are definitely working on the tunnel 2 now. Okay, so in your real scenario, what will happen is basically you will have a Cisco router, right? You might have 2 public IP addresses on those Cisco router, and from one public IP address, one tunnel, one public IP address, or 2 physical interfaces, so that you have the better reach or the high availability, and you will also be running the dynamic routing BGP. Okay. So guys, this is now complete of the site-to-site VPN through the VPN gateway. We will do the same thing for the transit gateway. Okay, and after that I will do some more topics what are there in this section. Route 53 load balancer. They are small topics because this one is more bigger one. So let's do one thing. Let's quickly take a break for 10-15 minutes. Okay, and we come back. I'll stop the recording. Okay, and let me bring up my tunnel interface again just to showcase that everything is fine. So up tunnel, and let's see the status here. Both the tunnel 1 is established, tunnel 2 is established, and quickly check on the AWS before we do anything else. Let's refresh here, and so it should come up and just give it a few seconds. While it is coming up, just try to ping your IP address of the remote site 169.254.0.49. So it's pinging. Yeah, and the 9 is the tunnel 2. That should ping as well. So that's pinging. So let's refresh again, and your tunnel 1 should be up, by the way. If it is not, it will come up within a minute or so. Okay. But your network is not down. You are still, packets are still reaching, right? So you ping must be still working, right? From one side to VPC to the other side of the region, because your second tunnel is up. Okay. So it is still showing down. Okay. Yeah. Let's give it some time to bring up. Once it is up, we'll go for a break. Okay. Let's give it a couple of more seconds or minutes. Yeah, it is up. Okay, so we are good. So both the tunnels are up, and that's it. For the VPN gateway.